They wanted chaos? Then let them choke on the ashes of their own desire. You, the one standing before me, the one who's been beaten, broken, betrayed. You think I don't see it? I see the cracks in your spirit. I see the rage you bury behind that silence. And I'm here to drag it into the light, not the light of gods, but the searing brilliance of the abyss. Because this is where the forgotten are reforged. This is where weakness is burned away, and what remains is no longer human. It's wrath, it's hunger, it's power. They thought chaos would consume you, that you would fall, collapse, submit, but instead you became a storm. And before I lead you further into this temple of shadows, you will do one thing. Subscribe. Leave your name among the damned. Like this video and comment below what version of you died and what rose in its place. This is not entertainment. This is invitation. Now kneel no longer. Look me in the eyes and listen closely. Disciple of the dark, your resurrection begins here. They wanted chaos. I became the storm. The lie of peace. Peace is a beautiful word, isn't it? Soft, delicate, a lullaby sung by cowards to keep lions asleep. They tell you to forgive, to be kind, to let it go. And you listened, didn't you? You buried the blade. You silenced your scream. You let them step on your name. And you smiled. Why? Because they said peace was holy, that to burn is evil, that to want is wrong. Let me tear that lie open for you. Peace was never meant for you. Peace was forged by the powerful, to pacify the strong before they rise. Peace is the poison fed to wolves to make them think they are sheep. I've seen what they call peace. It's a silence after betrayal, the grin they wear after stabbing you in the back, because you were the bigger person who walked away. No more. You're not here to walk away. You're here to become the storm. They wanted chaos? Good. Because chaos is where gods are born, and you are no longer human. From this moment on, your hands are no longer tied. They are forged, armed, divine. There is no peace for you. There is only conquest. You don't bend anymore. You break what tried to bend you. Now, take your peace and burn it. Let the ashes become your crown. We move forward now into the fire, into the birth of what you were always meant to be. The birth of the storm. Storms are not born in silence. They are not born in safety, or peace, or love. They are born in rage. They are born in betrayal. They are born when the world pushes too hard, and you stop backing down. There was a moment, maybe you remember it, that one night, that one blow, when everything inside you cracked, when you looked at your reflection and something was missing. That was it. That was the death of your weakness. The moment the storm began to rise inside you, they didn't see it coming. They thought they broke you. But pain did not kill you. It carved you, sharpened you, forged you. You see, storms don't arrive. They awaken. And now you walk differently. Not because you're proud, but because you've carried hell on your back and kept walking. They feel it now when you enter the room. The silence, the weight. That's not fear you feel in them. It's recognition. They know. You are no longer one of them. You are the eye of the storm, come on the surface, but inside, annihilation. You don't chase revenge. You become the consequence. So now let the wind rise. Let the sky crack open. And let them watch as you step into their world like the storm they summoned, but never expected to survive. From here we go deeper. From here we silence them without ever raising our voice. The wrath of silence. They think noise is power. They believe screaming makes them strong. Fools. A lion does not announce itself. It walks, and the earth remembers its steps. Your silence is no weakness. It is your sharpest blade, the weapon forged when words lost their meaning. When you realized that nothing you say could change their minds. So you stopped speaking and started becoming. They wanted your reaction. They wanted your rage. They wanted to pull you down into their pit so they could feel taller for a moment. But you gave them nothing. Not a flinch. Not a breath. Just the cold weight of your presence. And that drove them mad. Understand this. The silence of a monster is the loudest sound in the room. It terrifies because it cannot be predicted, cannot be reasoned with, cannot be controlled. They underestimated you. They thought silence was surrender, but you were simply evolving, coiling, becoming something far more dangerous than they could imagine. A storm doesn't argue. It doesn't explain itself. It arrives. You didn't vanish. You gathered. You trained. You burned quietly in the shadows until the silence became your shield and the storm became your soul. Now when you walk in silence, the air tightens. Their laughter falters. They feel it. The weight of what you carry. The history behind your eyes. The war in your blood. So let them speak. Let them mock. Let them throw their little stones and sharpen their little knives. None of it reaches you now, because your silence is no longer absence. It is dominance. They thought you were broken, but you were just waiting. And now you are ready to unleash what that silence has become. Not a scream, not a word, a reckoning. And the world will never recover from it. The death of the old self. The death of the old self. Extended version. You bled. Not the noble, crimson spill of warriors and tales, but the slow, shameful seep of wounds kept hidden. The kind that stains sheets in the dead of night. That leaves rust-brown ghosts on your fingertips. You broke. Not with the dramatic crack of marble statues, but the silent splintering of bone beneath skin. The kind no one notices until you're already hollow. You begged, not to gods. You knew better than that, but to empty rooms, to turn backs, to the merciless machinery of a world that grinds flesh to pulp and calls it justice. But listen closely now. That version of you is rotting in the grave. Good. Leave it there. Let the maggots feast. Let the soil claim its due. That trembling, desperate creature. That grasping shadow of a soul. It was never meant to survive. It was a shell. A prison of fragile glass. They handed you at birth, expecting you to cradle it forever, a skin you wore until the friction of existence scraped it raw from your bones. It was a whisper of who you could have been if hands had lifted instead of struck, if mouths had nourished instead of poisoned, if the world had been kind, but it wasn't, and so you shed it, like a snake discarding dead scales. Like a traitor burning their old uniform, you buried it beneath the weight of your own transformation, pressed it deep into the earth with the heel of your boot, and walked away without looking back. They miss that version of you. Of course they do. The one who said yes when they meant no. The one who swallowed insults like communion wafers. The one who played martyr in a circus of wolves, offering up their own flesh to keep the beasts content. But you saw the truth behind their nostalgia. They never wanted you. They want an echo, a puppet with your face, a hollow thing that moved when they pulled strings. So you burned them, the strings, the script, the entire goddamn stage. You are not that creature anymore. That version died screaming. You know you heard it. A wet, guttural sound, like a rabbit in a snare. You watched it burn in perfect silence. Face lit by the flames. Hands steady for the first time in your life. And from the ashes, something rose. Darker, colder, truer. Not a phoenix. This isn't that kind of story. No pretty rebirth, no radiant glow. Just something shaped like a person, but made of sharper things. There's no going back. No resurrection for the weak. No miracles for the merciful. Only rebirth for the ruthless. You are not healing. Healing implies the wound is an accident, a temporary affliction. No, you are hardening, turning your scars into armor, your blood into ink, your pain into a blade you'll never drop again. You are not forgiving. Forgiveness is the luxury of the unharmed. No, you are forgetting. Forgetting the shape of your old man. Forgetting the taste of their lies. Forgetting how to kneel. That grave is sealed. The dirt packed tight. The headstone unmarked. Let historians guess at what lies beneath. You'll never tell them. And the thing that crawled out, the thing that dug its way up through 6 feet of silence and spite, it wears a new name now. Yours. Not the one they gave you. Not the one they carved into your skin like a brand. The one you chose in the dark, with dirt still under your nails, and the smell of smoke in your hair. Say it like a curse, like vow, like the first and last word of your new gospel. They'll learn to fear it soon enough. The crown of fire. Power is not given. It is never bestowed, never granted. Never laid gently in your palms like some sacred offering. No, power is taken, seized, ripped from the hands of those who hoarded it, who wielded it like a blade against your throat. It is forged in agony, tempered in the white-hot crucible of suffering, shaped not by blessings, but by the relentless hammer of endurance. It is crowned in fire, not the tame, flickering glow of ceremony, but wildfire, uncontrollable, ravenous, the kind that reduces kingdoms to ash and leaves only the strongest standing. They don't hand it to you. No one kneels before you and offers you dominion. No one whispers, asterisk, you were meant for this. Asterisk. No one gives you permission to rise. You take it. You steal it from the jaws of the beast that tried to devour you. You reach into the maw of suffering itself and tear back what was always yours. And when you pull your fingers free, they are not empty. They clutch crown, not gold, not jewels, not some delicate ornamental thing made for a king who never fought for his throne. This crown is iron. This crown is flame. This crown is the weight of every battle you were never supposed to win. You wear it like a weapon, because it is won. You bled for this crown, not in glory, not in war cries that echoed through history, but in silence, in the dark, in the hollow hours when no one was watching, when the world slept soundly, ignorant of your suffering. They laughed while you bled. They feasted while you starved. They built their palaces on the ground you were forced to crawl through, barehanded, bare-skinned, raw to the bone. But the fire didn't destroy you. It didn't reduce you to cinders. It didn't leave you broken, as they had hoped. No, the fire revealed you. It burned away the doubt, the hesitation, the parts of you that still believed you were less than it, incinerated the fear, left it in ashes at your feet, until only the steel remained, unbending, unbroken, unforgiving. Now you carry the heat of every betrayal, every wound, every sleepless night spent sharpening your will into a blade. It burns behind your eyes, a silent inferno that scorches anyone who dares to challenge you. It radiates from your skin, not warmth, but warning. It silences rooms. It bends wills, not because you scream, not because you demand, but because you are real, undeniable, a force carved from the core of the earth itself, untouched by mercy, unshaken by pleas. The crown they refused to give you, the one they said you weren't worthy of, the one they hid behind gates and guards and laws never meant for you, you forged it yourself, in the dark, with blood and defiance, with hands that refused to stay empty. And now you wear it, not as a gift, not as an honor, as a warning, to the ones who thought you would stay on your knees, to the ones who believed their lies would bury you, to the world that tried to extinguish your flame. Let them see it now. Let them feel its heat. This crown does not shine. It burns. And if they dare reach for it, they will learn. Fire does not discriminate. It only consumes. The unholy ascension. You do not rise like angels. No, angels ascend on wings of gold, cradled by divine hands, bathed in celestial light. Theirs is a path of grace, of purity, of effortless elevation. But you rise like smoke from fire, thick, choking, black as the void between stars. You are not carried, you claw. You are not lifted. You sear your way upward, leaving charred fingerprints on the throat of heaven itself. This is not clean. This is not holy. This is not blessed. You rise from ash, from the remnants of what they burned to keep you down, from the cinders of every dream they told you was too much, every hope they called delusion. You rise from filth, from the muck they threw at you to drown you, from the lies they spat like venom, the hands that pushed instead of pulled. You rise from the depths no God would dare to reach, because gods do not descend into the dark. They do not wade through blood and bile and broken things. They do not know what it means to be buried alive, only to resurrect yourself with your own teeth. They expected you to fall and stay there, to break, to rot, to dissolve into nothing. Another forgotten soul crushed beneath the weight of their indifference. But you took the weight of the world and made it your stepping stone. You climbed through hell, not as a prisoner, but as a conqueror. You crawled through rot until your knees were raw, until your fingers were bone, until the stench of decay was your armor. And when the time came, you grew wings, not of feathers, not of light, wings made of scars, wings forged in wrath, wings that beat not with grace, but with the thunder of rebellion. This is not a miracle. This is not fate. This is a revolt. You were not chosen. You were forged. Every insult hurled at you, another link in your chainmail. Every rejection, another spike in your crown. Every time they said you weren't enough, every time they laughed, every time they turned their backs, they were building your throne, brick by brick. And now you ascend, not to be loved, not to be welcomed, not to kneel at their altars and beg for scraps of mercy. You ascend to be feared, to be undeniable, to stand before them, not as a supplicant, but as a reckoning, You do not bring light. You devour it. You swallow their sun whole and let the darkness pour from your lips like a sacrament. Your rise is not gentle. It is violent. It is jagged. It is righteous. Because for the first time in your existence, you are not asking for a place in their world. You are taking it. And if they tremble at what you become, if they cover their eyes, if they whisper prayers, if they curse the day they ever underestimated you, good, they should. You are no longer reaching upward, hoping to be seen. You are no longer the beggar at the gate, waiting for permission. You are the storm that blots out the sun. You are the shadow that swallows their temples whole. You are the godless flame licking at heaven's gates, hungry and unhallowed. This is the unholy ascension, and there will be no salvation. Not for them. Not for the world that tried to break you. Only fire. Only fury. Only the unrelenting tide of your vengeance, rising at last. Let them pray. It won't save them now,